Hi, this is Captain Manoj John here. Many people have been asking me if I can speak about the reason for the accident, air in the express accident that took place at Calicut. There's a lot of information that's yet to be out yet, but to what I have understood so far is that. On the day they started from Calicut, their reporting was about 9:30 in the morning. So probably they would have got up by 7:30 in the morning, and then they went to Dubai and they took the passengers and they tried to come back. So when they were trying to land at Calicut, that was close to about 12 hours of awakeness, and so there was a huge fatigue factor that had set in, and now the main thing is that if they had to divert to their alternate. I mean, again, if it is very obvious that it's very bad, they, of course, anyone would divert to the alternate airport. But at times, it is not easy to judge if this is to divert or not. So the easier way is, especially during these monsoon, is first shoot an approach, and if that's not working out, maybe wait for some time, and if it's still not, if the weather is not appreciating, then divert to the alternate. So same thing had happened. So they had a long duty period. They initially tried to approach for runway 28 at Calicut, and looks like they couldn't spot the runway, and they did a go around, and it seems that the same day, 1 hour before, an Indigo ATR had did the same thing. They approached for runway 28, and they went around, and they came back for runway 10 and landed. So this information was passed on to the pilot by the ATC. So I'm sure, so that's what the same thing the crew did. The same day they went around for runway 28, and when they came for runway 10. But in the meanwhile, the things that went wrong was the since they came on a short distance for the runway 10, the height was not catered for the that last minute runway change, due which they were high on profile, and the weather, and the since the runway changed from 28 to 10, now the winds would have changed from headwind to tailwind, which pushed them further, and which caused them to land close to after half the runway, and the runway being wet, especially in heavy rain, with aquaplaning happening, which means the wheel was not touching the surface, due which the speed was not washing off quickly, due which the required landing distance had increased, and unfortunately in Calicut, after the end of the runway, they don't have any clear way or any stop way. So it was, they just went into the ditch, and hence the breakage of the aircraft had happened. And this is the best I could understand so far regarding this accident. And there's a few things that I want to say. There's been a lot of false information that's been happening regarding there was a landing gear failure. See, that is false to my understanding, because had there been a landing gear issue, no pilot will land in a tabletop runway with heavy weather there. I mean, they would, at the first place, the sooner they would have realized it, they would have diverted to a better airfield where long runway, comfortable runway where the weather was better, and in the vicinity of Calicut there were airports like Cochin, Bangalore, Trivandrum. There's a lot of options they could have gone. So definitely, the landing gear issue that they're talking about is not there. And secondly, the information that's going on there is that they shut down the engines before they go around. And again, that is also another thing that I feel is wrong, because from the pictures that I can see that was circulated the next day after the investigators taking photos, or after the media taking the photos, is that the master switch was the engine master switch were on, and the thrust levers were on the full throttle position. So it looks like, uh, the moment they realized they are not stopping, they wanted to go around, but unfortunately, because the thrust takes a time to spool up, and plus, and even if you have to lift off once you touch down, you need some takeoff roll before you lift up. But and on a wet runway, with a lot water, a contaminated runway, you will need further takeoff roll for the takeoff to happen. So this acceleration didn't happen because the call for the go around was quite late. And so I will definitely not blame the pilot for this, because it was just a bad day. There was a lot of things that happened, a long day, fatigue factor, and then weather, and then the runway changing last minute, tailwind, tabletop. It's just I mean, and of course, as we know that, especially they were experienced, especially the captain had close to some 35 years of experience. He's from Air Force. From past 15 years he's been flying for civil aviation also. So his experience was definitely not a question mark. It's just quite unfortunate this has happened. So this is all about it. This is what had happened. This is what I could understand, to the best of my knowledge, with best of the informations I have received so far. I'm sure DGCA is still investigating. They have got the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, and they will monitor closely what else went wrong, and they will be coming out with the reports, and we will get a better picture on it. Thank you.